Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Shadowrun Dragonfall, where we left last time. Ansem had died, and we're here in our base. Some sort of box here, I'm going to check into that though. There is a note atop the box. Eltimar, the lodge thanks you for your dutiful service. What's in the box? Some very impressive armor, prototype combat suit. An armored ensemble developed for Black Ops Commandos, grants +1 to all attributes. What would you like to do with this? Swap it. I also have a Force 5 Fire Elemental Fetish. Add it to our stash. We really can't Spirit Summon, so that doesn't matter. Platinum Trinket. We're going to swap out one of our hackers for that. Let me take a look at that armor. Armor 8 +1 to all attributes. That is an extremely nice piece of armor that we got from the lodge. I'm glad we did their missions now. If we look to our... Why can't I... There we go. That's weird that that's overlaid like that. But anyways, 5 strength, which is irrelevant. 11 quickness, which is very nice. 9 intelligence, pretty good. And then all the rest. Body 6 is kind of just mediocre, but that's... We're doing pretty good, I think. Alright. What else is there around? Was there anything else we should note? We can climb down into the under area where our van is, but that's... Not really. Dante, I'm going to talk to you too. Hi, little puppy. Dante lifts his head and looks up at you in mournfully. The feral aggression is gone from his eyes. He's changed, you can see it, but he's still Dante. So Eltimar, Dante was a bit helpful out there, but I'm a bit concerned about his... Fire breathing? Pretty cool trick, don't you think? It's handy, that's not hard to argue. He's not a normal dog, not by a long shot. Is he possessed? I assume you checked his aura and discovered he's a part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready. We had a hellhound in this house and Monica didn't tell us for months? Eltimar has him under control. Dante performed well in the field, followed commands flawlessly. I have no concerns. Dante stays with me. Where I run, he runs. Dante, you are the best teammate. I would take you over any of our other teammates. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 0 unread messages. Anything on the BBS? Schotten Nest under siege. All out war is broken up between Rabenbach and several mercenary groups. Not sure who started it, not sure if it matters. If I were you, I'd stay the hell away until they finished killing each other. I knew that place was a powder keg, but this is a bit much. Has anyone made it out of there safely? Streets aren't safe at the moment. If people aren't out already, they better have some food and water stockpiled. The Shockwellenreiter posted something about the Lobacheski, but I haven't been able to find any evidence to corroborate that. Like Jas claims, it's the Rambach defending their turf against these free agents. Selling used custom Westwind 2000. Like it says, good condition, clean, got the turbocharged kit, added armor plating, added to the front and sides. Trunk has a mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it. No hand access, looking for 8,000 new yen, or best offer. Nice car, wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for it at the moment, eh? Has the PPS been triggered? Any wrecks rebuild? Nope, all clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me, and I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. Interesting. We got our DNA donor list. We got 540 new yen, but that's not really all that important. We're going to read the contents of the optical chip. You slot the optical chip into the computer's waiting chip jack. On the screen, Alice's office blossoms into view. A half-second later, a real-time simulation of Alice appears, seated behind her mahogany desk. Something about it reminds you of a figure from a wax museum, lifelike, but dead inside. It greets you with the facsimile of Alice's joyless smile. Customer name Eltimar. Its voice is hollow, synthetic, and automaton, masquerading as the living woman. The one who you've never met in the flesh. Account number 1012579. Greetings, valued customer. I am an offline simulacrum of the Alice persona. I have been included on the ship to answer any questions you might have about your information purchase. Nifty piece of tech. Not now, Blitz. If you're ready to proceed, I will present Alice's findings. You may interrupt this presentation at any point by saying, Alice, I have a question. We're ready, let's get the show on the road. Very well, commencing presentation. The simulacrum goes rigid for a moment, then seems to relax. When it speaks, it sounds more natural, as though the real Alice is speaking through it. Alright, Eltimar, I got good news for you, and I got bad news for you. Let's start with the good news. I found Vauclair, and he is alive, thank God. The trail to your missing doctor was a long and slippery one. The fee that you paid me barely covered my costs for the job. I sent a team into the stocks on a fact-finding mission. I bribed government officials. I greased the palms of wage slaves and megacorps all across Europe. Each step I took eliminated possibilities, drew me a little bit closer, and finally I found the place where Vauclair is being held. The simulacrum makes a sweeping gesture with its right hand, and image switchblades onto the screen. A grainy overhead photograph, annotated with map coordinates. You recognize it immediately. This is where you'll find him. He's being held captive at a remote estate called the Harfeld Manor. Surprise of surprises, you gotta be kidding me. He was there the whole time? Glory says nothing, just studies the photograph and nods. Okay, nobody tell me, I get it. This is something else I missed. If this was the good news, can't wait to hear the bad news. The simulacrum pauses and a brief tremor washes over its body. Its eyes flutter and you can hear the sound of your computer working to process more of the chip's data. Iger returns to address the team. If Vauclair's at Harfeld, we got problems. The last time we broke into that place, they took out Monica. It's a miracle that any of you got out alive. Yeah, but now we know what's down there. This time we'll be prepared for it. We can handle this. Iger shakes her head. No, it'll be even worse this time. The first time we went in, we had the element of surprise on our side, but now they'll be expecting us. They're hunting us, remember? Their security team is going to be waiting for us, Dietrich. That Audrin bastard is going to be waiting for us. And even if we make it past them, we're going to have to deal with a dragon in the basement. Well, what else can we do? Cut and run? The last time I checked, that wasn't an option either. Even if it were, I wouldn't take it. I'm not running from this. Not after what they did here tonight. I'm with Dietrich. No guts, no glory. The simulacrum jerks back to life. It resumes speaking, blissfully unaware of the conversation that it's cutting off. And now, Eltimar, onto the bad news. You may know where Vauclair is, but rescuing him will not be possible. I also have a question. He continues without waiting for a response. Why the hell not? In the course of my investigation, I encountered something terrifying in the Matrix. It was fast, cunning, and very definitely intelligent. I'm convinced that I escaped only because it let me go. It could have killed me in a heartbeat if it wanted to. This thing that I met is protecting the Harfeld Manor, and it's going after anyone who gets too close to what's happening there. Alice, what did you see in there? What is going on what is going after these people? By way of explanation, I'd like you to read the following document. The simulacrum makes another sweeping gesture, and the menu slides back onto the screen. This time, it's filled with text. What you're looking at is an archived forum discussion from the early days of the Shadowland BBS. Blitz stares at the text on the screen. It isn't kidding, Chief. This discussion is dated back to 2036, meant ancient history in the Deccan community. It probably isn't even correct to call these guys Deckers. Hackers would be the more appropriate term. When you're finished reading it over, say, Alice, I'm done, and we can continue. Let's read it. As you lead in to read the text, the text slowly begins to scroll up from the bottom of the screen. You hear about the SK team that cracked crisp a few hours ago? Whole labs worth of researchers, all burned and broken beyond recognition. At this point, who hasn't? Power spike got them right through their data jacks, like a bolt of lightning to the brain. A 1 in a million accident is what they're saying. Do you believe that? Got a more plausible explanation? Yeah, actually, it was a cleanup operation. Color me intrigued. What were they cleaning up? A secret project that Lofweir didn't want anything to do with. You might have heard rumors about it. The project name was Apex. And you lost me there. Apex? Apex? Clockwork? Seriously? That old line of Drek? I'm telling you, Jokers, Apex is real, or at least it was until the Whizworm pulled the plug. Come on, Clockwork, we're still decades away from seeing a fully functional AI, you know that. Those Apex stories that have been floating around, they're just some conspiracy nuts' wet dream. Fine, keep your heads in the sand. Some of us know the real truth when we read it. Okay, Clock, I'll humor you, but riddle me this. If Lofweir had an armed and operational AI in its claws, why kill it? You remember what happened to most of the Echo Mirage? The crash fires killed them, fried their brains, but I don't see what that's to do with anything. With the commercial release of the CDT-1000, some security firms are working on counter-intrusion software that could do the same thing. Black IC. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Whoa, scary stuff, man. Well, the goal of the Apex project was even scarier. IC waits for you to come to it. Apex wouldn't be bound by those restrictions. It would go out hunting, hit its targets when they least expect it. That's why they called it Apex. It was designed to be the apex predator of the digital world. And so, rather than using it to his advantage, Lofweir decided to kill it in the cradle. The Whizworm's no fool. Some things are too dangerous to play around with. How would you put that genie back in the bottle if it ever slipped out of your control? Answer, you couldn't. And then, it would take over the world. Okay, this thread has officially gone off the rails. I'm closing it down for the good of mankind. And it came to a stop. I'm done. The simulacrum jerks back to life and then settles into a neutral pose. There are no official records of the Satyr group database to support the existence of the Apex project, but the thing that I encountered was Apex, of that I am certain. Just as I am certain that Apex was responsible for the deaths of Monica Schaefer, Green Winters, Clockwork Peregrine, and a score of other Deckers over the last 16 years. Blitz raises his hand. Hold up. Alice, I have a question. They said that Lofweir killed Apex. They speculated as much. They were wrong on that count. I do believe that Satyr Group was developing Apex as a tool for the Matrix warfare. I'm also convinced that the IT personnel who were killed were the Apex development team. but I don't think Lofweir was responsible for their deaths. Apex killed them. That'd be my guess, yes. In the turmoil surrounding Lofweir's buyout of Satyr Group, the number of projects went missing. I believe Apex was appropriated by a member of the Fürschwinger's organization at this point. It was unleashed on its own development team to silence them. Since then, it has provided information control for the Firewing. A pet AI would explain how Fürschwinger has managed to maintain her conspiracy and avoid detection for the past 2 decades. Anytime anyone gets close, the AI takes them out and scrubs the record clean. So here's your bad news, Eltimar. Vauclair is being held at Hartfeld Manor, but knowing that does you no good because you can't approach the place. I doubt that you could open the door without Apex frying you. We did last time. They were trying to protect their secret, like Aldrin said. If we hadn't gone to the basement, they'd have let us go. Apex didn't react until Monica attempted to force the door to the basement. And now that cat's out of the bag, they have no reason not to pull big guns on sight. You're right, we can't go back while Apex is in place. Finally, Iger turns to us. What's the play, Eltimar? We can't turn back now. If Apex is standing between us and Vauclair, then we need to find a way to kill Apex. Fucking A, boss. I'm in. Did you hear that, Alice? Do you have any suggestions? The simulacrum hitches again, the pause stretches, finally comes back to life. The AI has a kill switch, but Alice deemed any additional contact with Apex to be an unjustifiable risk. Attempting to reach the kill switch would be inadvisable. I'll be the judge of that. Alice, tell us about Apex's kill switch. The simulacrum stares at you with dead eyes. Thanks to my close encounter with the AI, I was able to run a trace on it. Through this trace, I discovered the physical address of the backdoor access point for Apex's programming. An old Satyr Group research lab, long since abandoned and fallen into disrepair. The facility is now hotly contested gang territory. I also determined that a kill switch for the AI exists somewhere in the basement of this facility. I'll provide you with a physical address. I don't like the smell of this, Chief. It said that Apex let Alice escape. He turns to address the simulacrum on the screen. Alice, why would a Matrix Warfare AI allow you to run a trace on it? It stares straight ahead, and its eyes are dead. I'm afraid that the answer to that question falls outside of the scope of my written parameters. The simulacrum stutters one final time, then looks up at you with an apologetic smile. You have now reached into this presentation. I have been encoded with a final message from Alice to Eltimar. Playback commencing. The simulacrum's eyes go wide, and the light floods back into it. It stares directly at you. Eltimar, if you didn't listen to me before, listen to me now. Drop this, stop going after Vauclair, get out of Berlin, and stay out of the Matrix. I'm telling you this for your own good. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm following my own advice. I am out. Don't try and contact me again. The simulacrum reverts to its idle state, slumping like a puppet with its strings cut. Its eyes glaze over and its face goes slack. Then the screen cuts to black. So the Dragon Killer has an AI... So the Dragon has a killer AI in charge of security. Can't say I'm surprised, but then nothing surprises me anymore. We know what killed Monica, and we have a name for it, and we know how to kill it. That's good enough for me. We know what we have to do. We can either stand around talking about it, or we can go do it. Agreed, we shut down Apex, then we re-enter the estate and rescue Vauclair. He's the key to this whole thing. Sounds like a plan, boss. I still say that all of this is crazy talk, Chief. Taking on an AI isn't a bad idea, it's suicide. My vote is to cut and run. Blitz surveys the rest of the group, sees the determination on their faces, finally he sighs. But if you're really doing this, you want the best decker you can find along for the ride. And I guess that nominates me. Woo! Alice said that the kill switch is located in some old SK facility. Assuming that the site was shut down sometime after the Apex project disappeared, it could have stood empty for years, maybe decades. She also said that the building was in gang territory now. I wonder if it'll be anything like Das Kesselhaus was. God, I hope not. There's only one way to find out. Let's get prepped. This thing isn't going to kill itself. And don't forget, boss, we're taking on an AI here. I'd recommend bringing the best cyber deck that you can afford. Something tells me we're going to need all the firepower we can get. Iger begins her weapon check. Improvise, adapt, overcome, whatever's there, we'll deal with it. First, we find our way into the basement, and then we kill the AI that killed Monica. Damn right. Team breaks up to begin gearing up. As she slides a shell into her shotgun, Iger catches your eye. You did good out there, defending the cruise bazaar. You've had our backs the entire way, made good decisions. In this job, we work together or die alone. Iger scowls at the floor, nods. True, you're right, again. Anyway, we should get back to it. We got an AI to take out after all. Eltimar, do me a favor and keep your eyes open on this one. We're walking into the unknown here. Makes me a little uneasy. Don't worry, Iger. Got your back. She smiles, claps you on the shoulder. I know you do, and I got yours. You more than earned it. Let's get to work. Without another word, the troll slides a shotgun into the sheath on her back and turns to continue her pre-mission checklist. Alright, I'm gonna stop by the Decker store and see if there is a better deck out there. Maybe there's a new one. We do have 8 grand. Which is a fairly significant amount of money. We obviously don't need new armor because we have amazing armor currently. Okay, well, I just need the tech. That is better than what we're using. The Fairlight... Wait, do we have a... No, we don't have a Fairlight Excalibur. Well, if you insist, I'll have to buy one. The deck that every decker dreams of owning. It's the holy grail of cyber decks. Bloop. And bloop. Confirm. We're going to sell some junk, because we need to sell some junk. Does she have level 3 programs now? Oh, she does. Okay, we're going to have to buy some programs as well. We need Blaster. We want Erosion. We want... Killer. We want... Medic Shield. And we want... where is it? There's got to be a suppressed level 2 somewhere. Or maybe we don't. Bummer. Okay, so when am I getting Blaster, Erosion, Killer, Medic Shield? Those are pretty good techs. I think that's going to be pretty much what we need. Let's confirm on that. Then we're going to go back in and sell some of our old programs, except for the Suppress. Okay, get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one. Keep that. Get rid of that, and that, and that. And that. Alright, let's go see if there's one more better gun. We have 5 grand left. We're not going to find better armor, probably. But there is a possibility that we'll find better guns. You okay? He lost his niece out there. Oh. Grim. Alright, what do we got? Where's there my assault rifles? That's a shotgun. Still shotguns. Oh my god, we can get a Vindicator minigun. We don't have strength 7 though, but that's really, really cool. We also don't have ranged combat 8, so we can't get the top of the line Ares Alpha Smart Link rifle, which is slightly sad. That's a sniper rifle anyways. So we have the Colt M23 Smart Linked. It's not the best. Ideally we would want the Ares Alpha. We're losing it on 2 damage and a little bit of... Oh well, there's nothing we can do about that at the moment. But we are a rifle person. We could get a sniper rifle to go with us. It might be worthwhile, actually. But again, range combat 8 for the best one. God, I wish I had that minigun. Can we get 7 strength? Our current strength is 5. No, we can get the strength and also afford the minigun, so no, that's probably not going to work out. Oh well, we have our gun. That's what we have. That's all we can get. Let's head into the sewers. It's time. Everyone's fully leveled up. And by the sewers, I mean the U-Bahn station. Assemble the team and travel to the coordinates that Alice provided to find a backdoor access point to shut down the Apex AI. We're gonna take... Oh, we can bring Dante. Oh my god. I'm gonna bring Dante, because he's awesome. He also has doggy treats. And I'm also gonna bring Iger and Glory. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is gonna be glorious. Dante is so cool. I love him as a teammate. His AP damage is huge. Apex, an artificial intelligence designed for matrix warfare. The thought of it sends a chill down your spine. For years, the shadows have been ripe with rumors of true AI. Names like Mirage and Psychotrope have fueled conspiracy boards on the Shadowlands BBS since 2029. Most savvy Shadowrunners dismiss these stories as bunk, but from what Alice has told you, at least one of the stories is real. Apex is waiting for you somewhere down in the basement of an abandoned Satyr Group lab. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wade through a lot of gang territory to get there. Alright. So we have our two guns, we have our Fairlight Excalibur, and we have our beautiful prototype combat suit. +1 to all attributes. So good. Anyways. There are gang members here, obviously. Let's save, because this could go really sideways really fast. Are you actually going to make me talk to them not in cover? Ugh, fine, Ulrich. A huge orc in ragged combat fatigue steps forward to meet you. He walks with the swollen bravado of a man who's used to getting what he wants. One of his meaty arms jerks up, hand held upright in the universal sign for stop. The other clutches a bulky assault rifle. The orc inspects you. His body language is decidedly unfriendly. You don't look like a magnificker. You're not one of us, and I'm guessing you aren't here for the hub either, so tell me, who are you, and what's your interest in this building? I need to get to the basement, it's important. Oh, it's important, you say. He makes a sweeping gesture in the direction of the building behind him. The other sort of toughs behind him smile. Well, by all means, go on then. You're being sarcastic. Ha, you're a sharp one. He smiles at you, revealing a mouth filled with jagged teeth. This building's under Arbiter protection. We can't just let you waltz in and shoot up the place. Looks like plenty of shot up already. A few more holes couldn't hurt. That all depends on where you put them. Look, pal, it'd be better for everyone if you just turn our back. We don't want to fight you, but we can't risk letting an unknown player into this. He pauses for a moment, search for the right word. Situation right now. Maybe I could help you with your situation. Well, it puts a different spin on things. He pauses for a moment to consider. You look like you could handle yourself. We could probably use you if you'd be willing to help. There might even be some money in it for you. But if not, well... The assault rifle in his hand shifts position slightly. That's a different conversation. And what exactly do you want us to do? Iger's tone is neutral, her posture relaxed, but one of her hands casually comes to rest on the butt of her shotgun. Ulrich doesn't seem to notice. We have some trouble with a local mage gang, the Magnifickers. The orc turns his head and spits. They attacked us without warning, took up in our building and kicked us into the street. Me and my boys were the rifle protectors of this block, but the assholes that screwed us, they got the building buttoned up pretty tight. We can't get in there to make things right, but maybe you can. If you could enter the building and do some damage to those Drek-eating Magnifickers, the Arbiters would be willing to pay you 200 nuyen per kill. You bring me back their amulets and you get paid. How's that sound? Iger raises an eyebrow. Your call, fearless leader. You know the timetable we're working on. Yeah, okay. Good, yeah, I think that'll work. Iger gives you a small nod, her hands falls away from the stock of her shotgun. You, need anything else, or are you ready to go crack some skulls? Anything I should know about the building before heading inside? You'll probably see some burnouts floating around the ground floor. They're all there for the hub, it's like some kind of church or something. A guy called Parson runs it. Between you and me, they're all batshit crazy. Not dangerous, just nuts. Why'd you keep them around then at all? Because a lot of them are rich, they paid a direct load in rent, and we've redistributed that wealth to the common man. And let me guess, you define yourself as the common man. Do you see a tire on my neck, pal? Do I look like a corporate stooge to you? We're the friends of the people, and we are the people. Don't you dare question it. I want to know who I'm working for. I'm Ulrich, leader of the Berlin chapter of the Arbiters. We're a poly club, small but growing. We serve the people of the working class, protect them from parasites that would exploit them. You're not a fan of the F-state, then. Anarchy is not the solution to the people's problems. Do what thou will is a policy that rewards only the powerful. The working class gets trampled. A strong, people-centered communist movement is the only way to protect the interests of the common man. Give us a few years. That's exactly what we're going to be. You look pretty dug in out here. How long do you intend to man the trenches? We'll be out here as long as it takes. We're taking back our building, one way or another. For over 3 years we protected that place. We held it for the people, to do with as they pleased, kept it safe from parasites and exploiters. Everything was cool until those Drek-style Magnifickers sucker punched us. No negotiation, no warning, they just turned on us out of the blue, brought a couple dozen spirits down on our heads. I didn't even know we were under attack until the water in my bathtub snaked up and tried to drown me. Most of us got out alive, but we've been stuck out here ever since. Just give us some time, though. We'll take the building back. We'll starve them out if we have to, and when we do, those scrawny bastards are gonna pay. I want to know what I'm going up against. Tell me about the Magnifickers. A gang of parasites, they think that their magical talents make them better than everyone else. Because of that, they feel entitled to take whatever they want. Up until recently, they've been content with pulling pranks and stealing purses. Childish trek, but they were basically harmless. Then their new leader took over, calls himself Thamior. But I remember when he was just a skinny prick named Yuri. He lets out a derisive snort. Should've kept a better eye on him, I guess. Should've stomped him flat when he started putting on airs. Would've saved everyone a heap of trouble. Thamior took over the monikers, or magnificers, militarized them and convinced them that they could take us, and thanks to the element of surprise, they actually managed to do it. Theoric folds his arms across his burly chest. Any day now we're going to show them exactly how bad an idea that was. I think I'll start by breaking Yuri's neck. Anything that'll get me into the basement? Basement? What could you possibly want to go down there for? I just need to get in. Can you get me in or not? Yeah, I can help you, but it'll cost. How much do you want? You got the wrong idea. I don't need Nguyen, friend. What I need is Thamior's head on a fucking platter. Problem is, he's holed up somewhere in the building, but we don't know where. Best guess, he's hiding somewhere upstairs in a room with no exterior windows. Somewhere, probably somewhere close, he stashed the power coupling for the elevator. He pulled it to keep us from getting access to the guns we stashed in the basement. So you find and kill Thamior, grab the coupling out of his apartment, and bring me that stupid amulet he's always wearing so I know he's dead. Alright, let's see what we can do. Good, just remember, no amulet, no basement. Now go on through and show that little prick what it means to screw with the Arbeiters. I guess we're going that way. Can I get this equipment, or...? No, it's locked. Okay. Front entrance, here we go. Hello, random person. See, is it a person? Parson? Get it? It was a joke. The attendant behind the counter is an uncommonly fine-featured dwarf with a beatific smile. A yellow ID tag pinned to his chest announces his name in large, blocky letters, Parson. He nods at you and raises his hand in greeting. Welcome to the hub, brother. Are you here to share in the splendor of communion? If so, I can show you an empty terminal. What do you do here? I'm the custodian of the hub. I tend to the bodies of our brothers and sisters while they share in the rapture of communion. Can you tell me anything else about the building? Beyond the hub, there isn't much to speak of. There's a small shop down the hall if you're hungry or in need of basic supplies, and that's about it, I'm afraid. What about the upper levels? There are floors above us, of course, but you're unlikely to find anything of value up there, just the domiciles of the faithful and the magnificers who have taken charge of the building. I would steer clear of them if I were you. I need to get to the basement. Ah, that would be difficult. The stairway leading down to the building's sublevels has been blocked, and the elevator has been sabotaged. It stopped working at the same time that the Arbeiters were driven from the building. One of the gang leaders is probably your best bet. Ulrich is right out front. I suppose you could try your luck with him, or if you'd be willing to do me a favor, I could tell you how to find Thamior's hideout. The choice is yours. What favor? A pair of squatters on the second floor ripped the guts out of one of my terminals. They have taken the data jack signal converter, and the terminal will be out of commission until I get it back. A single damaged terminal may not sound like much, but trust me, the entire experience of communion has been diminished by the act of this vandalism. I believe that I know of the squatters responsible. Their leader's name is Janet. She's a decker of some skill. I do not know what she has planned for my parts, but I do know that the situation will not stand. I cannot allow another terminal to be damaged. And so you want us to deal with them for you? Yes, but not with violence. I want you to talk with them and convince them to bring me back my components. Do this, and I'll tell you how to get to Thamior. Deal? Lie, no violence, you got it. Excellent, it's a deal then. Alright, fine. I'll try without violence, but there's no guarantee that that's gonna happen. Hello, random storekeeper named Carl. The man behind the counter looks tired, his lids are heavy and his eyes are bloodshot. Welcome to Carl's General Store, what can I do for you? What do you got? He has premium medkits. Interesting. And bliss, but I don't need bliss at the moment. Rubble, stairs, elevator. What's in this room actually before we go upstairs? Maybe we can jack into one of the terminals. It looks like they're all doing their thing. There's nothing to interact with in this room. They're all in the communion, which sounds a lot like a BTL. Like a communal BTL simulator. Go to the second floor. And actually we're at half an hour, so we're going to call it here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.